CentralCityRadio.com.
I listen at work. My whole office loves you.
Yo, man, don't stop the music.
I don't get tired of it.
You better listen to this station.
Non-stop music.
CentralCityRadio.com. Today's hit music.
Best music. The best music.
CentralCityRadio.com.
Hello, everyone. This is the Christina Wagner Show, live on Central City Radio. Wow, it's a big day. So, we have been talking about so much. We've talked about taxes and how that can really help you in your personal finances as well as business. We've talked about feng shui and how that can help you business and love and money. And now we're going to talk about getting organized. I have Bridges. She is the founder and owner of Get Organized with Bridges & Co. She's the premier organizer in the Valley with over 9 years of experience in the industry and past president of the National Association of Productivity and Organizing Professionals. Wow. You may also recognize her as Channel 3 TV's Organizing Sweetheart.
Yes.
So that's a big title, National Association of Productivity.
We went through a name change. It is a mouthful. It doesn't
It's
roll off my tongue
It's
anymore.
a lot.
I know.
So how did you get started in helping people get organized?
Well, I think it's just the way my brain works. I've
Okay.
always been very organized. My mom was very organized as a kid, loved organizing my room. And it just, the flow, the way things go, the mechanics of things, it's just the way my brain works. And so when I discovered that there was an industry, I just jumped in with both feet, and there's no holding me back.
Wow.
So,
And you've been doing it for 9 years.
9 years. I just hit my 9-year mark this month.
So are you doing organizing for individuals, businesses, both?
Both, all of the above.
Okay.
Senior downsizing, moving. I had a job with Dr. Crow with ASU, the ASU president, in his executive offices because they were going through a remodel. And so there was just tons of stuff that needed to be purged, gotten rid of. We needed to stage it so it was much more efficient. The flow worked a lot better. So, I've done just about everything in the 9 years and seen just about everything in the 9 years.
It's a daunting process. I'm looking at, as we were talking about in the first segment, I've gotten engaged, moving in with him. So I'm looking at all the things that I have.
And merging households.
Right. Merging households, getting that stuff organized, how that's going to work. It's kind of overwhelming. So for people, maybe they're in the same situation or maybe they just have a house full of clutter and they're wanting to get organized. What's the first step? How do you start this process?
So, I provide a free consultation
Okay.
because I need to come out. I need to understand the scope of the job. I need to understand their goals and objectives. I work up an action plan for them. Prime example, I had a consultation before I came here, and her mother passed away a couple months ago. She's downsizing,
Okay.
very emotional,
Sure.
and completely overwhelmed and frozen, and
Right.
doesn't even know what to
Right,
do next. And so it's a real thing, and I probably hear that every day.
Yeah.
I am overwhelmed, and I don't even know where to begin.
Yeah.
So it starts with the consultation, and I need to understand the scope of the job. And in this particular woman's case, she lived in an apartment, but she had a single little garage. And I said, well, this is where we need to start because there's a lot of decisions in here.
In the garage?
In the garage.
Okay.
A lot of delayed decisions, a lot of things that she didn't want to deal with, right? So
Yeah.
that's going to be the bulk of the time.
Sure.
She really was pretty streamlined in the house, and we can get her packed up very quickly. And so she was completely surprised by that. And by the time I left, she goes, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. I feel like, somebody's got my back and can help you. I said, yes, and my girls and I can get you unpacked and organized on the other end. And she was just, and we can get them unpacked and organized either the same day or by the next day. So it's a huge service.
So it would seem like in that scenario that you're just describing, it seems like a lot of the things that are probably in her garage, she might need to be a part of that decision-making process.
All the clients are the decision makers.
Okay.
We do not make those decisions.
Okay.
We work ahead of them. We'll get things out of boxes. We'll put like with like so she'll go, oh my goodness, I had no idea I had 12 black t-shirts, or whatever the case may be. Okay, so what are your 3 favorite t-shirts?
Okay.
Right, let's purge the rest. I work with clients, what needs to go to Goodwill? Is there a consignment involved? Is there an estate sale that needs to happen? And I'm more of a project manager. I've got about 10 gals that work for me.
Okay.
And so I'm more of the project manager, and my girls really do the physical work. So
I'm thinking about my closet.
and
okay. I am I'm a bit of a hoarder when it comes to my clothes.
Okay.
I did one purge, and I read online, take everything out of your closet.
Yes.
Touch each piece, decide how you feel about it, and then only the ones that you want go back in the closet. That's hard.
How'd you do? How'd you do?
A lot of clothes went back in the closet.
Okay, so are you combining closets with your fiance?
Yes.
Okay.
So I know that purge is going to have to take place again. So as someone, I did I held it and I was like, I love this. I don't want to get rid of it. Well, so how do you guide them through that process of, because it almost seems like there really needs to be a conversation on, do you really love it? Like, do you really?
Yeah, there is a conversation. And some clients I'm going to try it on. That's fine. But everything has to come out of the closet. And, like with like, you need to put like with like. Again, how many black t-shirts do you have? Yeah. Right? You only wear 20% of your stuff 80% of your time, of the time. Sure. So, and another trick, some people really like it, is you turn your hangers backwards. And in 6 months, and then when you wear it and wash it and you hang it up, hang your hanger the correct way. In 6 months or a year, you will know what you wear and what you don't wear.
Interesting. That is a great tip.
Yeah.
That is a great tip. What about so there's there's a lot of downsizing right now. What's that process look like?
Well, hopefully you can do it while you still have the ability to do it. Okay. Sometimes I get a phone call from the son or the daughter, they're out of state and their parents need to be moved to assisted living. Sure. Right? And I have to get in there and I've got to purge the house and do some space planning and coordinate everything. And it's just completely overwhelming. So, we call it right sizing. Right now, because you're right, because there's a lot of people that are tired of the big homes and the yard and the pool, and they just want to right size for their lifestyle. They want to travel. They want to get out from underneath that. Sure. So, whether you're downsizing and going into assisted living or right sizing for your lifestyle, the easiest thing for the downsizing and right sizing is really pick up and move what you want to take with you: furniture, kitchen, everything, right? Leave everything behind. If your situation is ideal, is that an estate sale? Is it a clean out? Does some of it go to, Goodwill? What's on the back side? And I can manage that. So it depends upon their situation. That's the easiest way to do it.
And you've mentioned Goodwill a few times. Is that because that's the organization that you've worked with the most? And will they come and pick up all of the stuff?
Yes, they will. They will. But my girls, they pack everything up and they'll drop items off at Goodwill. Okay. I choose Goodwill simply because there are so many of them that it's easiest. We don't have to go out of our way. We don't have to find out. Sure. I mean, we can just drop it off. Yep. And they've got the express drop off, and it's just really, really easy because we do a lot of that.
Any DIY tips for people that are looking to get organized? Anything else that you haven't already mentioned for us?
So there are 10 golden rules that I have. Okay. And so a couple of them is stow as you go.
What does that mean?
Well, that means if you use a pair of scissors, put it back where it belongs. If you put your makeup on, don't leave it on the countertop, put it away. I get phone calls from people because there's been so many delayed decisions in their life that they're stuck now. The delayed decisions create the clutter in your life.
Okay.
So if you can stow as you go, 2, if everything truly has a home, 1, you'll be able to find it when you need it. You just got to make sure everything gets back. And another thing people don't understand is you have to respect your boundaries. So you're going to have to respect your new boundaries in your new closet with your husband.
True.
Because if you have this much space, but your clothes take up this much space, your closet isn't going to function and flow and is not going to work.
Okay.
So, you are welcome to go to my website. It's getorganizedwithbridges.com, and the golden rules are free, and you can just download the PDF, but there's a lot of great tips in there. A lot of great tips.
That's awesome. Any other insight that you want people to know and be aware of when it comes to getting organized?
One in, one out.
What does that mean?
One in, one out. I worked with a client. She purged 150 pairs of shoes. We were working in her closet. She purged 150 pairs of shoes. And that was taking up a majority of the closet.
Sure.
And her poor husband had about this much space, right? In her case, I told her it's if 1 comes in, 3 go out.
Oh my gosh.
Shoes.
Sure.
So that way you can work, you can stay within your boundaries. It doesn't get overcrowded. It stays organized.
Wow.
That kind of good stuff. So 1 in, 1 out.
All great stuff. I hope that I appreciate you. I appreciate you sharing all of this insight.
My
and
pleasure.
Give them the website one more time so that they have it.
Sure. It's getorganizedwithbridges.com, and it's Bridges is Bridges. A lot of people try to put a T on there instead of an S.
So whether you're wanting to get your home or your office organized, Bridges is going to be able to help you with that, and she does a complimentary consultation. So definitely connect with Bridges. I hope you've enjoyed the show. We talked about so much, from taxes to feng shui to getting organized. Lots of great topics. I will look at all of your comments, and thank you for joining and sharing part of your day with us today here on the Christina Wagner Show on Central City Radio. Have a great day.
www.centralcityradio.com.
I listen at work. My whole office loves you.
Yo, man, don't stop the music. I don't get tired of it.
You better listen to this station.
Non-stop music.
CentralCityRadio.com. Today's hit music.
Best music. The best music.
CentralCityRadio.com.